names still move Memphis. Old flags, new crews, same corners. Tonight, we're focusing on the 5 groups that show up the most in court records, police briefings, and recent indictments. This isn't a roll call of every set in the city. It's the short list that keeps reshaping Fraser and Riverside, the old Dixie Homes blocks, and the corridors off I-40 and I-55. We'll separate what's on the record from what people say on the street, what the courts proved versus what the corners believe. Here's how we looked at it. Who appears in federal dockets? Who gets named in gang injunctions? Who shows up in recent cases? And who still controls retail corners or moves product across the Mid-South? The 5 we're weighing: the gangster disciples, the vice lords, specifically the unknown vice lords branch, the Grape Street Crips, the Rollin' 90s neighborhood Crips, and a hybrid disruptor called Young Mob. We'll tell you what's proven and what's alleged. And through it all, there's the same backbone: GD versus UVL, with Crip sets on the sides and hybrids throwing sparks in between. Gangster Disciples, a national brand with deep Memphis roots. The record shows RICO waves in the mid-2010s, with multiple pleas and violent enforcement cases. You see convictions across 2015 to 2019. The label still recruits, local sets adapt, leadership changes, but the footprint doesn't disappear. Vice Lords, unknown. Vice Lords. This branch keeps showing up in South Memphis paperwork. Attempted murders, at least one gang-related homicide in the filings. There's a 2025 conviction on the books. And fresh federal indictments also landed in 2025. Bottom line, this network is not dormant. Grape Street Crips, a signature Memphis Crip identity. Long-running investigations tied members to drug pipelines. More than 20 defendants were indicted in 2017. Later, a standout 25-year sentence hit a member tied to guns and narcotics. Convictions run into 2023. The point isn't one big takedown, it's steady presence and reach. Rollin' 90s neighborhood Crips, Riverside identity. Back in 2013, the city's first modern gang injunction named them and carved out a safety zone. That pressure scattered some activity, and the name today lives on more as a local identity than a marching army. But you still hear R90 and Riverside stories, and see it in occasional arrests. Young Mob, a hybrid crew, flashy, social media heavy, quick to violence. Prosecutors allege a 2022 drive-through ambush and a torched getaway car as part of a racketeering pattern. A federal indictment filed in 2025 says the same. Defendants are presumed innocent unless proven guilty. But the larger point is this: hybrids don't honor old borders. They collaborate by block, not by nation. To understand the map, follow the arteries. I-40, east-west. I-55, down to Mississippi. US 51, Thomas Street, cutting through North Memphis. Fraser carries long memories of crews linked to the old fam blocks. The old Allen precinct knows the faces. Riverside is still R90 territory in the civic imagination, whether or not every kid in blue ever met an R90 elder. The Dixie Homes area, cleared and rebuilt, still echoes in set names and grudges. Memphis isn't a static chessboard. It's a living grid. Corridors move dope and guns. Injunction lines push people one block over, not one city away. Every crew has a patron line, not always a boss. Sometimes it's a supplier, a fixer with bail money, or a relative shielding a stash house. In Memphis, the patron can be a pipeline, a cousin moving loads across I-55, a trucker carrying pills east on I-40, a small-time landlord who looks the other way. When federal heat comes, patrons go quiet. But someone always knows who set the table, who moved the cash, and who picked the corner. The spine here is GD versus UVL. Old rivals, new tempo. On the record, GD hierarchy prosecutions, UVL convictions, and indictments. Both sides still field shooters and organizers. On the street, ideology matters less now. What matters is who can get work on consignment and protect a corner. On the record, South Memphis incidents tied to UVL, North Memphis out toward Raleigh and Fraser, where GD sets rebrand, but persist. In every beat, you check that rivalry pulse, even when Crip sets or hybrids are in the spotlight. Law enforcement moves, then crews adjust. Prosecutors swing. Injunctions draw new maps. A GD lieutenant's plea creates a vacuum. A UVL cell celebrates a court win, then loses 2 members in an unrelated traffic stop with guns. Crip sets shift alliances. Hybrids post victory laps online. Studies warn that when you restrict one group's movement, violence can simply migrate. The names change, but the economy remains. Let's talk about that Riverside injunction. A judge draws a line. Standing with your own can get you cuffed. The order lists names and bans signs and gatherings inside a rectangle of streets. Officers briefed it at roll call. Community meetings split. Relief versus rights. For a while, the corners felt watched. Some faces flagged as R90 slid north. Others stopped posting. Patrol cars sat where shooters like to pivot. A few arrests hit on technical violations, being with other enjoined members, flashing colors, trespassing on a posted block. Numbers dipped, then drifted. When researchers checked back, the safety zone showed mixed long-term impact. Think of it like a dam on a river. Water eventually finds another cut. Official maps meet lived geography. The R90 name lingers in Riverside, not as a marching unit, but as a thread in South Memphis identity. Now the GD pyramid. Western District of Tennessee cases laid out a structure. Enforcers, shooters, dues, codes. Files referenced attempted murders in South Memphis and overlapping drug counts. Charges landed in clusters. One by one, defendants took deals. An enforcer admitted a role in retaliation. Wiretaps captured half sentences. Old letters surfaced with discipline rules. Prosecutors told a story of hierarchy. Defense lawyers pushed back. Young men wrapped in a brand, not a corporation. Heads rolled, but the body flexed. Sets relabeled, leadership went local, and the corners didn't go quiet. After big cases, Memphis often goes still for a minute. Then the radio crackles again on Thomas Street. Grape Street Crips run a different rhythm. Longer investigations, bigger conspiracy counts, and a mix of meth, heroin, and guns. In 2017, 20-plus defendants were swept up in a major case. Later, a 25-year sentence landed on a member tied to firearms and distribution. Again, the point is consistency. The Grape Street identity keeps showing up in Mid-South drug work. The brand has reach, and the cases reflect it. Young Mob is not your uncle's nation. It's a hybrid built on image and clout, with alliances of convenience. On the record, a federal indictment names an ambush at a McDonald's drive-thru. Shooters boxed in a car, opened up, and burned the getaway vehicle. Prosecutors say the fire was meant to wipe evidence. Investigators followed the ash. Camera gaps, phone pings, shell casing matches. The case grew teeth. The burn job, meant to erase, became a breadcrumb trail for racketeering evidence. Overnight, a crew that felt like rumor turned into discovery pages and docket numbers. Street Talk says hybrids outnumber nationals on some blocks. The record can't prove that citywide, but the cases show hybrids can punch above their weight, draw federal heat, and change corner math for a season. Trials deliver verdicts. Streets deliver edits. For the unknown vice lords, one member was convicted in a gang-related murder in 2025. Others were indicted the same year. Those cases are pending, and everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. For the gangster disciples, multiple pleas and sentences still define the mid-2010s arc. For Grape Street, conspiracy convictions and a heavy sentence for a key defendant anchor the narrative. For R90, the injunction remains a civic memory with mixed results. For Young Mob, the allegations are still working through the courts. So who's ascendant in 2025? The gangster disciples remain part of Memphis infrastructure, fractured, local, persistent. The unknown vice lords showed teeth through recent cases, proving capability. Grape Street is steady, fewer headlines, durable footprint. R90 survives as an identity more than an army. And Young Mob shows how a hybrid can hit hard once and grab the biggest spotlight, at least for a while. The economy adapts, the names cycle, the map holds. As of 2025, 5 names still shape the conversation: GD, UVL, Grape Street, R90, and Young Mob. Official records and street rumors pull against each other, and Memphis keeps breathing between the two. Watch the corridors, watch the court calendar. The streets will tell the rest, quietly after the cameras go home. If you liked this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more Red State crime videos.